Morning, guys. So it's Tuesday, October 21st, 2025 here in Rusty, Rhode Island. Cheers. So you can see I've put some filler over my body work here to ground the welds back yesterday afternoon. I put the first coat of filler on and several spots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 metal spots appeared on the first sanding. So that's what they would call the ocean floor, but here actually got a little bit of a mountain protruding from the sea here. So I'm going to get the my die grinder runs on air and my compressor shit the bed. I haven't bought a new compressor, so I'm going to dig out my Dremel tool and see what I got. So we'll do that now. Let's get the Dremel tool out. More coffee. So I bought this to cut, I use it to trim Lucky's nails. Just put my coffee down here. It's small electric. Then I use these discs right here. And I just take and sand her nails down and, because when you clip them, that initial jolt scares her. It's bad enough. When I'm holding her, I gotta fight to hold her in place while I'm trimming her nails. I do it once a month, but the sanding is a lot. I can speed this thing up and I can sand it right off quick. It's better than clipping it. Gonna cut these down. Now I can feel that it's down a little bit. So what I did was I put 3 cutting discs together. So usually, we use it for cutting. You just obviously want that little thin one for cutting. But when I'm trying to grind, I just put a few of them on there. Power on. So what I'm doing is lowering these below the ocean floor now. But they are at the top of the welds that I didn't grind down enough. It's kind of how I like to do it. I just put the first coat of filler on, sand it down and figure out where my high spots are, then go. Sometimes these are welds, so sometimes if it's a pucker from the inside, I'll just take like a punch and tap it back. But on these, I have to physically grind them back to and now I can put the filler over and these will be gone. There'll be no more high spots. And then on this corner here, I had this little spot right here, this little corner, and instead of trying to weld in there, I just made the whole thing out of filler. I kind of just packed some filler in there, and then I'm carving this little section here, which is fine. It fills the hole in a little bit, and fine. Not everything has to be totally, welded, and I'm not building a tank. What I have here is going to work pretty good. So I'm just going to put another layer, filler over, take my board, sand it again, and then I'll Any more metal pokes through, I'll repeat the process. I can't really tell until I put the filler on and sand. Now, I could have took the sandpaper, ran across and seen shiny spots, but it doesn't tell you until you get the filler built up, matching that line where I cut it off, because there's actually probably several coats of filler, primer, several coats of primer on here, build up, and then 2 coats of paint. So the paint's pretty thick on this. I mean, I could use Micron, but I don't know what it is. And when I was welding, I didn't burn a lot of the paint away above the area where I'm working. It's got some black soot, but none of it's burnt. So I was able to control that heat pretty good and not burn the paint like way up here, you know, even though I was welding right there. So it's going to work out pretty well. Let's take a walk over, look at the Mustang bumper real quick. So I've been sanding on this area, and when I was sanding, I get to a point, like I say, where the glue doesn't feel like the top is like glass, and then once you get into it, it starts to get a little bit gooey, so I have to stop, let it dry again. But I'm real close on being ready to start putting some primer on that. And until you put the primer on and do your first sanding, kind of like I do with the filler, it's hard to tell just how close you are. See what's going on here in Rusty, Rhode Island, guys. We had showers come through again last night, but looks like the sun's going to come out, and temperatures in the lower to mid 60s, so it's going to be a beautiful day. All that rain we had, no leaks above now, all that's fixed, and so it's sealed up, so no more problems. And no leak on the skylight, no water on the floor. All that rain we had, no water on the floor. And what I've discovered is it only leaks when it's a strong northwest wind hitting the corner of this skylight, which means that the water is somehow going up. There's 2 pieces. There's your base and then your cover with your bubble, and somehow the gasket. So I'm going to be up on the roof taking the screws out and resealing the gasket, I think. You know, it's funny. We took the skylight off of a roof back in, it's probably like 98, 97, because they couldn't figure out what was wrong with it. And I said, it must be the roof leaking. And it did good for a while here, because I caulked it all up when I brought it here, but I think I'm going to have to redo the caulking on this corner over here, because the wind's definitely blowing the water in. And let me tell you, we got a couple of inches of rain that came off the ocean in just a few hours, and not a drop dripped, so it's definitely a wind issue. It's amazing how it takes time to diagnose stuff. Every rain, I'm looking at it, I'm making a note in my brain. Which way's the wind blowing? How much rain came down? Say no more. I'm a nut. Later, guys. Out from Rusty, Rhode Island.